Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name is Maria, Lady Knight of Avalon, and today I just want to show you really quick what I got myself for Christmas, and of course, what else would it be but a tarot deck. So I got this Weird World Tarot, which is not an entirely new deck. This has been published in 2023. It's new to me because I haven't seen it before. I was looking on a website that sells tarot decks, and that was one of the decks that was featured on there, and it caught my eye. And then I watched the flip through on another channel, and I immediately took a liking to it. And so I ordered it for myself for Christmas. Now, this deck, it comes in this box, and yeah, it was published 2023 by Pentagram Publishing. The names of the creators, I put them down in the description box. I'm not even going to try to pronounce them because I'm probably going to end up saying it wrong. It's also made in the Ukraine. And so yeah, this is a deck about a fantasy world. Along the lines of like Hogwarts, Narnia, Middle Earth, that kind of stuff. So very dreamy in a way. And also, as far as the colors go, pretty dark. But I've already done my first reading with this deck. So instead of interviewing my deck, the first thing that I do when I get a new one is I shuffle the cards, I put down the Celtic cross, and I tell the deck, okay, tell me something about myself. And the first reading that I got, it was already spot on. Everything that I'm thinking about right now in terms of work and what kind of projects I want to do and all that stuff, all right here in the cards, like spot on. And yeah, so like I said, it comes in this little box, and it has a little white book. But as you can see here, there's a pretty big typo here on the front page. This is supposed to say Edward, not Edmert. So I don't know if there's another edition, maybe they can fix that. And then the introduction part is just tarot history. It's a text by Stuart Kaplan from 2004. And then for the majors, we only get a few keywords, upright and reversed. And for the minors, we actually get more. So we get like a description of the card, divinatory meaning, and reversed meaning. In the back here, we also have a Celtic cross spread. And then it, come on, focus, and continues to explain how that is done. And that is basically it. So if you've been reading tarot for a while, this is nothing to rave home about, but you know, it's something. But not a lot of new information in there. So let's have a look at the cards. Now the backs, I think they're very pretty. I really like them. The cardstock is thicker than the low Scarabeo cardstock, but it still riffle shuffles very well. Is it easily bendable? Well, kind of. Stays like that. But still, it is, for all intents and purposes, better cardstock than I have on some other indie decks. That, because what I don't like is when they make the cardstock so thick that you can't even really shuffle with it, and it makes the deck also really thick in terms of being able to hold it, because not everyone has super long fingers, so it barely fits in my hand, like almost falling out. But yeah, so it shouldn't be any thicker than that. Okay, now the cards are not in order because I've already done a reading with it, and they were also not in order when I got it, so they were a little bit here and there. well. I'm gonna focus so just to show you. Yeah, shuffles quite well. But yeah, they tend to be a bit bendy in some directions. So I'm just going to bring them a little closer so we can see. Now I like that some of these cards take on a different perspective, like you're looking in the other direction, because normally you would look at the Fool from over here and see what he's doing, but now we see what the Fool is seeing. I like that perspective. And also with these cards, you will not really see the actual suits in the cards. Like you don't see the 8 cups standing here, which is something that I also like in this deck because we get more of the scenery of what is going on. Now here, yeah, instead of wands, we have 3 pillars, and this is giving me some ancestor vibes, you know, the wise ones telling us what to do. And then, you know, just go. The King of Cups. This reminds me of the Harry Potter, the 4th movie. What is it? Goblet of Fire. It kind of reminds me of that. And since, you know, the creator said that this is inspired by these kind of worlds, yeah, I think we can find some elements of that in here. Now, this card, I'm not quite happy with because I don't know what AI did here, but that cleavage, like, it looks like she's got 4 boobs here. Like, this is just, I don't know. I think that could have been generated better. So here we have the Queen of Swords. And yeah, she looks like she's all business. The Moon. And here, this is also kind of a different perspective because here in front of us, we have water. And then up there could be the tower. This is giving me some Game of Thrones here with the dragons. And I don't know if that is already a little bit of a ruin. So if that is the tower after it happened, who knows? And then the path that you would normally see is kind of here. So once again, we're kind of looking in a different direction because here's water. You can't really go there. This I also like very much because he's got that world, the sphere in his hands. And then there's this big one here for visualizing to actually see what you're planning, what you want to do, and, you know, to get a better picture of what you want to do with your life. Now, this one, to me, that's a little bit of a miss. This looks too much like we've been crossing the Rainbow Bridge and our ancestors are waiting there to come pick us up. So I'm getting a very different vibe from this. So this doesn't really fit with the rest of the deck in a way. The 4 of Swords, yeah, I like that he's resting. The armor is all beat up and everything. So yeah, he's been through some stuff. This guy reminds me of the actor, oh God, I'm going to butcher his name, Mark Dacascos, whatever his name was. He played the Crying Freeman and also in the TV show The Crow. So he reminds me of that, like his face here. The 10 of Swords, yeah, he did pretty much. But what I appreciate is that the swords are not actually still sticking in him. So yeah, like I said, we don't really see the actual suits in these cards, but we see what happens in this whole thing. The Magician, yeah, sitting at home, working on his spells, doing all that stuff. The 9 of Swords, yeah, ugh, life feels so heavy. And he's also in his workshop, like doing stuff, just the overthinking, being tired of everything. And yeah, but, you know, deadlines have to be met. Things have to be done. Rent has to be paid. But this is kind of like a burnout card in a way. So this is not so much nightmares for me because his face is too relaxed for that. But it's like, yeah, I don't really have a full battery anymore. I need to, recharge. Now, even though with the AI art, like the way that she's holding the swords is a bit weird, but what I like about this picture is that it seems like she's holding on to both of these choices and she doesn't want to let go either. If she could, she would like to have it both ways. But that's not how it happens in life. You got to make a choice at some point, but she's not ready to let go. And I kind of like that image. Like this shows more about like how hard it is to really make a choice and then live with the consequences, because like I think that she can see, okay, no matter which one I let go of, which one I decide on, I'm going to have to live with the outcome, and then maybe I'll always regret or miss what I didn't choose. So it's a tough situation, and I appreciate that depiction instead of just holding them blindfolded. Now, this also reminds me of Harry Potter, that moment when the Weasley family home burned down. So we don't have any people falling out here. The family is already out and they're safe. There might be another person here. And yeah, so this shows like, okay, disaster can strike, but as long as everybody's safe, you can always rebuild. The 10 of Wands. Yeah, just everyday working stuff, just doing it, grinding, business as usual. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now this down here looks like the facial features look like a mix of a deer and a rabbit. Kind of weird. Or maybe it is a deer. I don't know. I can't really tell, but the ears kind of look like a rabbit. It's weird. It's weird. The Page of Pentacles. I don't know if he looks sad or hopeful. I'm not quite sure how to, like, I'm gonna have to look at his face a while longer to kind of get the feel of like how he is feeling in this whole situation here. The 9 of Wands. Come on, focus. Now, he carries a torch in one hand, but for some reason, and that's the problem with AI art, this looks incomplete. It looks like as if he would, like The Witcher, carry the sword on his back, and he's about to grab the sword and do something, but there is no sword. There's nothing there. So that whole hand movement, it doesn't really make sense. So, I mean, I know how to read the card and everything, but just this movement here without any physical item there, it kind of doesn't make sense. Looked like there's something missing. Like maybe it's been photoshopped out because it looked weird or whatever. I don't know. So in the 2 of Pentacles, yeah, we've got that typical juggling of things. Now the 8 of Wands, this is a bit of a different take. I'm not quite sure. Come on, are you going to focus? How I feel about this? I don't know. Like this doesn't really give me like fast-paced whatever kind of thing. This is more like a sun card or something. So, question mark. Now here we have the Knight of Wands. 4 of Cups. Yeah, contemplation. We don't see a 4th cup being handed. We don't even see any of the other cups. There's just a light and then all this other stuff here, but it is definitely a contemplation card. Now we've got the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, and he's been bringing in his harvest and looks like he was pretty successful with all of that. Even down here, there's a lot of stuff. So yeah, hard work pays off. The King of Wands. Mm. 2 of Cups. I wish that she was looking directly at him, because he's looking at her, but she's looking down. So I don't know if she is shy. What is that in there? It looks like a mountain with a dragon there in the back. So I don't know if these show the reflection of the scenery that we're looking from, like to them. But yeah. And yeah, you can see that this must be AI art because the thumb is in front of it. So she's holding it like this instead of like this. So yeah, that's the downside of AI. They can create a lot of beautiful things, but you know, they don't really get it right 100%. The Five of Wands. I like that these are kids. So this gets kind of a playful sentiment to it, you know, when the kids are playing. But at the end of the day, they're still friends, even though they're testing their boundaries and they're, you know, establishing a certain hierarchy and everything in their friend group. But at the end of the day, they're still going to be friends. The Ace of Wands. Yeah, so the Ace of Wands going up the way, all the way up to here, and then there's a lot of clouds. And I can't quite make out what that down here is. I'm not really sure. Oh, I like this one, the Three of Pentacles. This one looks good. I mean, it's missing the other people. So it would have been more interesting, I think, if the other two people had been in here, like looking at his work. But in the Los Scarabeo Tarot, the person is also by themselves. So, yeah. And here we have the Devil. That is a big devil. But the people are not running away screaming. You know, they're all looking at him. They're not running away. So they know what they're in for. And yeah, so I guess they have accepted their faith or fate. And so that is, I guess, something to look into when this card comes up. Like, what about your life are you accepting and what are you willing to change? The High Priestess. It looks like she has her eyes closed, which, of course, with intuition and everything, sure, looking inward. But yeah, I kind of wish she had her eyes open looking at this. But overall, beautiful card. Now here we have the Six of Cups. We don't have the people in here, but we have the home, and we do actually have a cup here. Just like the other ones in the RWS, there is stuff growing out of them. So there is that idea of the RWS card in here. And yeah, I like how this is especially in focus because of that glass. Pretty card. The Five of Cups. So we don't really see the halfway spilled, halfway still standing cups here, but we do have some dragons here, and we have that longing. So the person is not really looking down and being all sad, still taking somewhat of a little step forward. So there is the will to move forward, even though if it's difficult and all of that, but the intention is still there to keep moving. Now the Four of Pentacles. I like that he is more relaxed about everything, but on the other side, yeah, he's just sitting there like, what is he actually going to do with all of that? So it's nice to have, but what are you going to do with it? You know, money also needs to work. The Three of Cups. So we've got the ladies here celebrating, dancing, having a good time. Oh, I love the cat. This is just, love it. I would like to have a cat of that size, but I think that cat would probably take over the entire couch. Okay, here we have the Six of Wands. Giving a little Pegasus vibe. There's not really other people to celebrate with. This is really just like the personal state of mind for me. The Knight of Cups. What's that in the reflection? I can't quite make out what that is. I don't know if that is another knight here that is standing next to him, or if this is supposed to be looking through that, and so it's a little distorted. But then again, there's a different castle here that doesn't really match that. Huh. It's weird. It also looks in another direction, so there might be someone else standing here. That's interesting. Okay, Page of Wands. Very RWS. Death. Ooh. Even the horse looks like it. Yeah. Strength card with the lion behind her. And yeah, like that's one of my deal breakers. If the strength card looks like the lion is being forced to do something, like there's brute force, like in the mythic tarot, for example, where Hercules is trying to wrestle with the lion. I think it was Hercules. Now we have Temperance here. Very pretty. Oh, I like this. The Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you can. It looks like two thumbs or something, and there's like something weird going on with that finger. And they're also pretty long. Like that looks kind of questionable. But I like the other part. So I guess with this deck, you like there are some things that you just have to overlook if you want to work with this deck. Now the Six of Swords. Here we have very calm waters, but we see at least where we're going or going away from, either way. So it depends on what kind of decision you want to make. The Hanged Man. Oh, and he is like holding on to these ropes and everything. So he is suspending himself in this kind of way. The Ace of Swords. And it's pointing down, not up. That's an interesting choice. The Hermit. Yeah, you can actually see the age in his face, the wisdom, and you can probably just by looking at him see that he has many stories to tell. Here we have the World card. But we don't have all of the animals. We have 2 eagles, 1 lion, and the rest is missing, it seems. Yeah. I don't find the others anywhere. Bummer. The 7 of Wands. Interesting take. So here it looks like he's up against nature, like trying to make his way through that. The Wheel of Fortune with different aspects of yourself, your life, and how you feel. The Ace of Cups. Weird thumb, but yeah, once again, hands are a thing that AI for some reason is not able to do. The King of Swords. Yeah, high up in the clouds here, and he's got whatever they are flying around here. Justice. the Page of Cups. And he looks like he's blind. They either forgot to give him some eyeballs, like the pupils, or he's actually blind. And the fish is like outside. Okay, this is a miss in terms of AI because that fish thingy was like, guess we'll just have to work around that. Here we have the King of Pentacles. Well, for his age or whatever, he's still rocking that six-pack. Oh my God, how many fingers did he have? Yeah, I'm not quite sure if that is the thumb or an actual index finger. So if it was, then he would have 6 fingers. Like I said, hands, AI. So this is definitely an AI deck. Like there's no question about that anymore. Yeah, the star, pretty standard. So here we have the 5 of Swords. Very tower. Like they're very similar, these two cards. Yeah, you can also read it from different perspectives. Like, is he just finding that? Did he do that? Did other people do that to him? It's like that's an interesting question. The 8 of Pentacles, giving me some Hephaestus vibe here. The Knight of Pentacles. Here we have Judgment. The angel with a trumpet, and there's fire coming out of it. Ooh, love it. So the 9 of Pentacles, pretty standard. The 5 of Pentacles, oh, that's interesting. They're just sitting down and they're right in front of that window. So, yeah. So this is the question, like, okay, why don't they go inside? Why are they sitting out there? But at least they're dressed warm. Doesn't look like they're actually like beggars or something. So this could be a choice. The Knight of Swords, like it. Here we have the 7 of Swords. And yeah, the swords are not in the picture, but it has that sense of urgency and not wanting to get caught. I like it. This one's simply pretty. That's all I can say about this card. It's pretty. The Chariot. That horse needs a little bit of food. Okay, we're almost through. Now we've got the Queen of Cups. We have the 8 of Swords. And I like that with the boundaries feeling stuck, or like what side is actually like is the open behind her and she's looking in to a prison, or is she in a cell and she's looking out? Like here's this, I like how this plays with perspective, not giving us a clear answer. So you can interpret whichever way you want into this card. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're looking at everything that they created. I like that. The Sun, and we don't have a naked baby on the horse. I appreciate that very much. We have a kid that looks like a pilot. Reminds me a little bit of the Little Prince with the scarf and wanting to be a pilot and all that. Here we have the Page of Swords, kind of, I don't know, Galahad, Lancelot kind of thing. We have the Emperor sitting on his throne up there. The Hierophant. I like that they're all studying, like they're all looking into their books and learning. So I really appreciate this take that he doesn't look like he's just preaching to the choir and, you know, everyone has to listen, but they're actually engaging in the same kind of studying and So, okay, now here for the first time, we actually do have the swords, the actual suit depicted in the stuff. Now, they could have gone another way, like taken some kind of scenery and made it visible how it feels to be in that moment. So this card compared to the rest is a little bit out of place. The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, giving to someone. The Seven of Cups. Reminds me of the movie Up. Yeah, but that was also about making choices, and then just going for it. And the last card, Patrick Swayze as an angel with his wife. That's kind of what this is giving me, the Lover's card. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the hands are just, I don't know. It looks like 5 fingers here, but it's not. It's like, yeah. So the hands are something that with this deck, no, just no. But everything else, like I said, the way that it reads the cards that are coming up for me, like I like it. It was really spot on. So I'm just going to overlook the little mistakes that this AI created artwork presents. And yeah, I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is, a nice tarot deck. And yeah, do you have this deck? Have you worked with it? Let me know in the comments. And thank you very much for being here. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.